evening. Enter if you dare on the dark side after midnight, where darkness rules, laughter cuts deep, and secrets crawl just beneath the surface. This is a journey into shadows you thought you'd left behind. A place where the unsettling becomes your only companion. There's no turning back once the night takes hold, so buckle up. Scream if you must, but mostly just try to laugh before the shadows swallow you whole. I unplugged my grandfather's life support because he said my generation relied too much on technology. What's red and bad for your teeth? A brick. And when a kid burned down his house, his father put his arm around his wife and said, "That's our son." Why don't cannibals eat clowns? Because they taste funny. The doctor gave me 1 year to live, so I shot him. The judge gave me 15 years. Problem solved. When I was a kid, I was afraid of the dark. Now the electricity bill makes me afraid of the light. I tried to warn my son about playing Russian roulette. It went in one ear and out the other. What do you call a dog without legs? It doesn't matter, he won't be coming anyway. I once had a serious addiction to the hokey pokey, but then I turned myself around. Did you hear about the octopus that robbed the bank? It was an armed robbery. Why did the statue leave her spouse? She was tired of being taken for granted. Why did the lion seek therapy? He discovered his wife was a cheetah. My wife is upset I ruined our anniversary. I don't even know when it is. How are marriages like algebra? When you look at your ex, you can't help but to wonder why. What's the difference between incomplete and finished? A man without a wife feels incomplete. But once he's married, he's finished. Her husband told her to do whatever makes her happy. She's gonna miss him. What's the difference between love and marriage? Love is blind, and marriage is eye-opening. My therapist said I tend to pursue damaged people. I said, you too. Why did the man miss the funeral? He wasn't a mourning person. Cremation is my final plan, to get a smoking hot body. At midnight, I saw my reflections wink and disappear. Guess even my darkest secrets don't trust me. The bed was empty at midnight, except for the weight of broken promises. The basement door creaked open at midnight. It wasn't me waking up, it was all the mistakes I buried down there. My reflection winked and said, "You're late." Now it's living my life and I'm stuck in the mirror. A crow warned me, "Leave now." I laughed. Now I'm just a ghost story they tell birds. The police arrested the Energizer Bunny. They charged him with battery. Why did the police let Van Gogh go? He had an airtight alibi. A man told the officer, "I'm Jesus Christ." The cop replied, "Name and proof." The man said, "Follow me inside." The bartender shouted, "Jesus Christ, you're back." A cop pulled me over and asked me, "Do you know how fast you were going?" "Isn't that your job to tell me?" Why was the police officer sleeping on the job? He was undercover. Why did the police raid the pet shop? They were looking for the cat burglar. The police asked, "Where do you think you're going?" And the driver responded, "The donut shop." The officer said, "At 80 miles per hour?" The driver said, "I had to beat you there." There you go. Look, I do. I gotta do it over because I kind of. What do you call a female police officer who plays guitar? A sheriff. How many cops to change a light bulb? None. They just beat the room for being black. Why was the skeleton pulled over? The cop saw the joint in his hand. What happens if you miss your ex-wife? Next time, get better aim. What is alimony? The screwing you get for the screwing you got. Why did the woman leave her husband after he spent all their money on a penis enlarger? She just couldn't take it any longer. People say laughter is the best medicine, unless you're at a funeral. I wanted to be a better person, so I started listening. And then I realized I didn't want to be that person. My last birthday, I asked for forgiveness. Nobody showed up. They said to face your fears. I looked in the mirror and realized I'm my biggest nightmare. I asked God for patience. He said, you're gonna need a lot more than just that. I'm not saying my family's dysfunctional, but even our ghosts have restraining orders. My ex asked if I would ever change. I said yes, my name and my address. Karma's like a boomerang, but with better aim and worse intentions. People say I have no heart. They're right. I lost it to a woman who deserved better. Actually, too. My doctor told me to watch my drinking, so now I drink in front of mirrors. I'm not afraid to die. I just don't want to be there when it happens. I heard the police are getting new training, trying to find suspects before shooting first. Crime is down in the city, mostly because everyone's too scared to report it. The police precinct asks for donations. Apparently, it takes a lot to keep secrets buried. Technology is supposed to make things easier, but now my toaster has got a Wi-Fi password I can't remember. Everyone's got an opinion, but nobody's got a clue. Welcome to Democracy 2.0. Politicians promise change like it's an app update. You download it and your life gets worse. The planet's overheating, but tech companies just keep releasing cool new gadgets. We track calories, but not the lies politicians serve us daily. Everybody's woke, but nobody's ready to wake up. I was talking to a fit blonde last night. She asked if I have kids. I said, yeah, 10. She asked if I'll get custody. I said, she'll only give me the fat ones. My ex-wife misses me, but her aim is getting better. Food is like ex-wives. They both look really good hanging from a tree. Why is divorce so expensive? Because it's worth it. My ex got into a bad accident recently. I told the doctors the wrong blood type. Now she'll really know what rejection feels like. Why can't you trust theirs? They're always up to something. Why don't skeletons fight each other? They just don't have the guts. What do you call fake spaghetti? An impasta. What do you call a nervous javelin thrower? Shakespeare. Told my wife she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised. Why did the chicken join the band? Because it had the drumsticks. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies. I don't trust people who do acupuncture. They're backstabbers. Here's the truth though. My dealer texts me more often than my family does. Hey, you good? 2 hearts and an emoji. That's care. That's human connection. Try beating that, Hallmark. Cop pulled me over and asked, do you know your rights? I said, oh sir, I barely know my lefts. I have an addiction to cheddar cheese, but it's only mild. Time is never wasted if you're wasted all the time. I told myself to stop drinking, but I'm not listening to a drunk who talks to himself. What do drug addicts call the fastest dealer? Instagram. What's a drunken stand-up's least favorite drink? Booze. How do queen ants keep workers happy with antidepressants? What do you call a crocodile addict? A crocodile. How do you describe shady pharmaceutical executives' profits? Ill-gotten gains. I spent my last dollar on meth. Yeah, it was a crystal clear decision. I went to a rehab meeting and everyone stared, probably because I brought my own supply. Sometimes I wonder if my dealer is just a very persistent therapist. Addiction is like a bad roommate who never pays rent and never leaves. If you had a brain cell, it would die of loneliness. You've leveled up in failure. Congratulations on your all-time new low. You're proof that evolution sometimes skips a generation. Hi kids, this one's for you. Why did the zombies get divorced? Their marriage was dead.